How did I miss the pink orb? That's unreal, dude. I'm having so many deaths in that section. Like, yes, that is the hardest section. I'm dying to so many things that never killed me before. Wow, I'm surprised I beat that. 80 to 100 is hard, but I did not die there, which is cool. Yes, 10 stars, thumbs up, even though the gameplay was definitely a bit frustrating. I think that this level is honestly one of the first unrated levels I've beaten recently. One of the only unrated recently that I've beaten that it really isn't the most fun to play. It's very chill pointy. There's most of the difficulty is combined into the 80 to 100 section and like the 37 to 52 section. Like those sections are almost all the difficulty, and most of my time in practice was just spending a bunch of attempts grinding out those parts, trying to get consistent, and I was able to get consistent-ish, but it never really fully pieced itself together. And it got a bit frustrating dying constantly at the like 30 to 40 area from zero. The one saw in the UFO at around 27% is also really poorly placed, and I ended up having to do like a spacebar click to consistently get around that. So a little weak on the gameplay front, but as far as the visuals are concerned, it's a very nice level. I am not the most familiar with either of these creators. There's 3 creators involved, and like I've obviously seen some of the rated levels like Lambda Core and I guess some of Nab's Extremes. I've obviously seen them, but I would never been too familiar with them. But I saw this on YouTube a few months ago, and I was like, oh, this is a very solid looking core level. And yeah, that's definitely a correct assessment. I really like the usage of symmetry and the structuring. It's a real like core staple of core style, right? How Majako would use a lot of symmetry, and this was kind of how he designed those levels early on in the development of core. This level has a lot of structural symmetry, and I think that's very cool. It's very well done. It can lead to a bit of jankiness in the gameplay, specifically in like the 30s, late 30s section, but I think it's mostly fine, and it ends up leading to pretty cool looking visuals. I think that a big part of core is the structuring, and specifically the Majako style of core, not necessarily the over decoration style of core. But if you're gonna build Majako core, it's important to get the structuring right, and I think this level does that. It's also pretty varied in the types of core designs that it goes for. It doesn't just have one style and just sticks with it. It's pretty varied, which I definitely like. All of the designs are well made. There's not really a part that stands out to me as weaker than any other consistency wise. It's just a very consistently solid feature worthy level. I think that there's a lot of cool looking designs here, and I'm excited. I've always liked this core style, and while it doesn't necessarily reach the same highs as something like Fusion Core or it's still a solid level overall. I definitely think this should be featured. While the gameplay wasn't necessarily the most fun, that's ultimately not what determines rate, so, you know, it's whatever. I think that if you are interested in core levels and this does appeal to you, I would recommend it, although I would be wary again of the gameplay. But hopefully this level can gained some traction. It has a very, very low download count but hopefully this video can show it to some more people, because I think it's a very solid level. And yeah, GG's.